what are you guys seeing as the growth of cloud and companies growing into the cloud and the digital transformation in their own right as they migrate IT operations to the cloud? What are you seeing as the evolving role for the CISO? Like, how does the cloud change the CISO role?
Well, let's kind of start it from the ground zero. Companies today that are starting are going to be cloud first, right? And so, it's where the CISO really becomes about identity. It becomes about data. The days of the CISO kind of focusing on big infrastructure, protecting your iron, protecting your data centers. I think this is where it goes. I think earlier that we talked about the CISO just becoming a CSO. That it's about retention policies of data. It becomes about data access, data governance inside of an organization. The CISO, an effective CISO, security officer, really has to understand business operations because it's just not protecting the data wherever it sits. And I think that that's really kind of the big change where it used to be that the CISO would get involved in making decisions about firewall security policies and how asset management and that side of it. That is, a minute issues. Those are problems that are easily solved and with today's technology. I think it's 100% focused on data, on process, on vulnerabilities of people getting to that data, and that's where the time needs to be spent. That's where we're to be effective. Is the way that I see that the cloud has really changed it.
I think we hit on this earlier on, but one of the major ways is reporting structure. It's for a long time, security reported up through the CIO. So I know at Blizzard, I had both hats, and it was difficult keeping both of those under one organization and doing the job well, because if putting it in terms of security, you're really heading up the blue team and the red team, and making sure that you support them both and are doing right by the company is difficult. And there's some people out there arguing that it belongs under the CFO or the COO. With the security landscape the way it is and what it means to the company, I think Jim might have mentioned this earlier, but it really should be something that a CEO considers reporting directly to him, so that he has his finger on the pulse of what's going on, how secure the company is, and something that could easily take down the company, just like revenue, human resources, etc. It's an important position, and it's shifting, week by week.
So Henry, if I could throw in one quick comment. I know we're under the clock here, but with the cloud environments, understand the security practices of the cloud provider, if it's AWS, Google, or Azure. Understand their escalation process. Understand what their responsibility is to the customer, to notify, and then have your plans align with their plans, so that there's no guessing at the crucial moment.
That's huge. If you really kind of look at being around, that those underlying vendors have shifted where the responsibility is depending on the incidents that have occurred. Look at kind of going back with AWS, for those that remember the attacks on the storage, the S3 storage that was out there. I mean, it was, AWS was really quick to go through and kind of update their SLAs and their responsibilities to start pushing back onto the client. Microsoft is the same way. It's Google, GCP is the same way. Those are those responsibilities, the SLAs and delineations change all the time. And I think that anybody that's putting any type of data in there, you really need to understand that, to understand what your liability is, because where you may assume that you would get help, it changed really quick from Amazon when they had people started attacking those data storage that were open. They really quickly basically said, you're kind of on your own, and we're not going to take any liability or responsibility for that.
And with the SaaS providers, I would do the same thing. And I would also have the CISO have language. If you have a contract that allows language to be put in, to have cybersecurity language in the contract with the SaaS provider. It's not easy to do, but it is possible.